Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card making. And today we're going to be doing a bit of a different card. I'm going to be recreating, one of those cards that have like all the houses in white, all the trees in white. And I was originally going to do this on a 3D card, but I'm honestly too lazy and I have too many cards to do. So I don't want to get into doing that. I originally wanted to do this option where I did a bunch of layering on the houses, like they're meant to be. These are the Doodlebug Tiny Tinseltown dies, and they're like super cute houses, which is why I bought these. There's trees and everything. So I did a few off screen, and like I said, originally I was going to do this on a 3D box card. So I did some like vellum with alcohol marker, and I colored in the vellum, which gives it a bit of a see-through look. Like you can see my finger through here. There we go. So if it was on a 3D box card, you could put like a light behind it or something. But because I'm changing this to flat orientation, I am going to do white backer to it. So I did the assembly for these two houses. I'll add the backers and then I'll do the third one on camera. And then again, originally I wanted a bit more detail to the houses, so I have these two. So I'm going to make a second card with these ones, I think. And then for these ones, I think we can just color in the back just straight. So I'm just going to do this, and it'll be a bit more vibrant than the vellum option, because like if you back it, you can see that it's like a lighter yellow than this one. So you could just use a lighter colored marker and get the same effect, or you can just do the vellum and then do the white behind it like I'm going to do for these ones. But for these ones, I think we'll leave it in the yellow, and I will put these two on one card and then I will put the other three on another card if they fit. Again, I was going to do this with a 3D format, so they would have been able to overlap a little bit more. So maybe I won't put this one on. Maybe I'll just do the two other houses. I like this. This is my favorite house of the three. But I'm going to need to back this as well. Just going to grab some scrap. So yeah, we'll create a bit of a scene. We're going to do it by hand. I'm not going to use any dies or anything to cut hills and stuff. I'm just going to freehand it. And then for the backgrounds, I'm just going to cut blue and this like cornflower kind of blue and a navy. And then I have the somewhat matching Lawn Fawn inks in Forget Me Not and Blue Jay. And then I'll stamp my Merry Christmas from my Sassy Santa set. So I'll move over to a voiceover and chat through what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Okay, so voiceover Liz here, and we're just going to go through the process of the cards themselves. So like I said, I was going to do two. This was much faster than doing two 3D cards, so I ended up doing this because I need still to do quite a few cards for Christmas because I'm very behind this year, which I've mentioned before. I guess I've just not been in the mood throughout the year. Normally I'll sit down and do like a dozen cards in a day. I did for a crafty chat a few months ago, and I probably will have to do that again at some point. But I have to get out my holiday card series, prepare for a card workshop, get my own Christmas cards done, and a bunch of other things. So I am trying to give you guys quality content in a timely manner in the time I have. But anyway, so what I did was I did two different backgrounds. One was kind of more of a daytime setting. The other one was more of a nighttime setting. The nighttime one I like better, I think, just because there's a little bit more contrast between the background and the foreground. Because the images are all white, it looks a bit nicer with the darker background. But I also do like the lighter colored one as well, and it's a good way to change up colors. Plus I'm changing up the layout between them as well, so they are two different cards. They have the same subject matter and the same kind of theme going on. I'm using the same sentiment as well. I ended up using one, like I said, in my little edit there from Elephant's Mixed Holiday Greetings. Just because for a card like this, to put Merry Christmas on it, because it's so kind of like more winter themed, it just kind of felt wrong. So for these types of cards, I like to do, warm and cozy greetings, or, happy holidays, something more along the lines of that, and a little less Merry Christmas. So the one I went with, it says, have a warm and cozy holiday season, which was perfect. Again, I like the warm and cozy feel of these cards, because they just look like nice inviting houses that you would go into in a nice winter day when it's snowing out. But anyway, so I created layers by cutting hills just out of some plain white cardstock. You can use dies if you have them, but this card really doesn't take very many products. Really, I only use the one die set, and the rest of it I kind of cut either freehand or with my guillotine trimmer. And I do want to do these as kind of like cut files at some point. Maybe I'll do that next year. I have had this idea in my head for a while, and I have seen die sets that are similar where they kind of cut out the outline of like trees and houses in the background, and you just cut them out of a solid color like white, and do it this way. So I think I might even do a digital stamp version too, where you can color in the whole scene. So maybe I could do that as like a combo pack or something. It'll have like the same scenes on them, but one will be outlined for coloring. The other one will just be a die cut, so that you can, not a die cut, but like an SVG or FCM file. FCM is for your scan and cut. SVG you can use on a Cricut. But I would probably do like a package where you get both, where you can do both, just color in a background, or you can cut it out and get this kind of look with it. So we'll see. It is on my plan of things to do in my shop at some point next year. So we'll get to that. But yeah, these cards are pretty quick and simple. The die cutting does take a little bit, but again, if you're die cutting like your own kind of houses and you don't want to use a lot of detail, just cut out the background. You don't even need to cut the roof and stuff. I just decided to give it a little bit more dimension by cutting out the roof, the top of the chimney, and then the bottom like base of the house. But again, that's not 100% necessary. I also decided to add in a bit of like smoke coming out of the chimneys. I thought it was just like a nice touch to add, and makes it look like there are, people in the house that are, keeping it warm and cozy for their visitors. And then I added some controlled snow in the background just to give that winter scene. And then I did the same thing on the next card as well. I'm just doing it slightly different. I'm adding the backing here with white cardstock and just coloring it with an alcohol marker so that it has that like warm glow to it. This second layer is not necessary. It's better to have it if you have the vellum in between and you want to light it up to have the backing, but you don't necessarily need to add the backing. That was just something I did out of habit because I did it with the rest of them. And again, I'm adding in the roofs, the top of the chimney, and the base of the house just to add a little bit more dimension to it. But if I was going to do this in like a single die cut or something, then I would probably include this in with the hills, and then I could potentially actually cut an extra hill on top of it just for layering, or cut extra portions of the house. Again, we'll see when I get to that, how I end up doing the layering for that. For this second card, I didn't end up using any of the trees. I just used the 3 houses that I had left over and made this a little bit different. You'll see that I add in a little bit of my glitter gel pen along the tops of the snow slopes, the houses, the chimney, the base of the house at the back, just to give that little bit of like sparkle to the snow, and just make it a little bit different than the other one, because again, this is daytime. I guess the sparkly snow happens more at nighttime because it's usually, happens with the street lights or the lights from inside the house or whatnot is shining on the snow, and it makes it look sparkly at night, not so much during the day. So it probably would have made sense to do it the opposite, but whatever. I just thought I would do something a little bit different for this card, and especially since I was not adding the trees to it, that sparkle just adds a little bit extra. And for both cards, I end up putting both the back and middle layers of the snow on the 1mm foam tape from scrapbook.com. I have the 1-inch width one. I probably will get thinner ones at some point, but they were sold out when I ordered these. I got 2 rolls of these. These are great. They're like the Big Mama foam tape from Simon Says Stamp. And I absolutely love the low profile on it and the amount that you can actually layer with it because it is only 1mm thickness. So you can get away with doing 2-3 layers with this tape, no problem. And you're not adding too much bulk to your card, which is what I like. So again, I added 1 layer to the back and another layer to the middle, and then the front hill on the first card I glued down flat, and then this second card I didn't even add the third one, I just left it because I wanted to make it a little bit more of a cropped scene where I'm cutting off the house and the houses kind of go beyond that, whereas on the first card you're like, okay, maybe these are the only 2 houses out here in the wilderness. There could be some off to the sides, but maybe not so much, so you know, closer to you kind of thing, if that makes sense. But anyway, again, I'm also adding in these kind of like swirlies for the like smoke that would come out of the chimney, and I'm just adding like 3 lines that kind of converge at the top and the bottom, but then they go out from each other. You can do this pretty easily any which way you want, or you don't even have to add it at all. I just thought it added a little bit more of that warm and cozy feeling with a little bit more atmosphere, so I thought it was a good add. Let me know if you think the same way. But anyway, so we're gonna be stamping our sentiments next. I pretty much did like coordinating ones. I did the same one for both. So on the darker one, we're going to use the Blue Jay ink for it. And then for the lighter one, we will use the Forget Me Not blue, which is like my favorite Lawn Fawn blue ink. I love this. And again, it's like this nice, like Forget Me Not color cardstock that I get from Michaels. It's not called that. I don't even know what color this is technically called. I don't know if they have names for all of their colors because this comes in like the pack of just the blues. And again, it's like that Forget Me Not cornflower kind of blue, and I use it on quite a few things. And usually when I do these types of cards, I will do a daytime and nighttime one, or I'll mix the 2 and use it for color blocking. Like I like these 2 shades of blue together. And for this one, I wish I'd done the sentiment as I had laid it out, like kind of like a banner from the top. I did move it down and kind of did the same kind of matting as I did for the edge, but I think I liked it better as the banner, like right across the top. It's fine either way. I don't know if I would have changed that or not, but let me know down in the comments what you would have done, or if you would even try a card like this. It's kind of fun. I like it. It's a lot of white, so if you're not into white cards, then this might not be for you. Maybe do the houses and colors and add green trees or whatever. It's good for a layout, but otherwise, yeah, this is exactly what I was going for. So thanks again for joining me for today, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe because I'd love to have you here. And until next time, thanks guys. Bye.